Hello, good morning.
Good morning and welcome. It's a beautiful Thursday morning.
Yes,
and it is great to be here on Wake Up Nigeria for an artsy Thursday. That's what we call it.
Yes.
And I am the only person that tried to want to do some art.
What?
Danny and the Dynamite, both of them just gave up. In fact, they just went their own. They just left the memo, left the office, left everything.
What I think Mike is trying to say is that both Danny and the Dynamite are works of art themselves. Yes. Thank you.
Better creation.
You did why me?
Have you?
Danny, of course, is here. Woo. Hello, Danny. How are you doing? Good morning.
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, I'm doing really, really good. Right, being God's best art piece so far.
Okay, that's good. Well, what we normally do is to curate Thursday shows to bring out the color and the art about our country and, of course, our continent. And today's show will be no different.
Yes, indeed. That's why we're here, to bring that little splash of color into your world. Thanks for letting us into your homes every single morning. And we're going to be doing this for the next 1 hour, 45 minutes.
That's it, an hour, 45 minutes. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. You can, of course, stream this show live on YouTube. Just search for TVC Entertainment, or indeed on our website, tvcentertainment.tv.
The app is also available. It's available on the Apple iOS store and, of course, the Google Play Store, where you can download it and get to watch us anywhere around the world once you have internet connection.
Yes, indeed. Now, there's quite a lot that you might have missed out on. Just go onto YouTube. Loads of clips are right there. But then again, you might be watching us live right now on, it's called DTT, right?
Yeah.
DTT, that's UHF channel 49.
Of course, it's GOTV 16 and all of that. It's going to be a wonderful show. Let's get straight into what we start up the show with. Today, Art Thursday, so there's all about art. It's all about, there's no wake up without performances. Yeah?
All right, so it's Thursday. We're almost through the entire week.
Yeah, it's, what's the date today? 16th?
Yeah, indeed. Halfway.
17.
Already past halfway through the month. So,
This
I was actually going to ask, now if, so the first thing that comes to mind is the story of the Tower of Babylon when I think of this story. But then there was a lot of footage online about in the fact that Japan are supposedly designing an elevator that goes to space, a lift that literally just goes. So it's going to be like hundreds of kilometers long, and it's supposed to sort of go around the Earth's stratosphere. And I'm just thinking, would you take that lift? Or would you get on the lift?
on the art movie for Relive, Abi.
Well, the thing is, there have been so many science fiction shows that have given examples of that before.
When we're all gone, I mean, the next 100 years, I don't know how many of us who are here will still be here, but think about it that far back then, even the best minds.
Yeah.
I remember when I think it was Thomas Edison who was told that, look, do you know we can make pictures move and you can watch?
Yeah.
And they said it's impossible.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the best minds then.
Even telephones.
Said it was impossible.
It seemed impossible,
The best minds then could even see advancement and say it was impossible.
Yeah.
How much more now? So, anything is possible. Man has moved, man has dominated, man has grown so much. And I would love to see a lot of it.
Once you put your mind to it, once you put your mind to it, I feel you can. And that's exactly what it is, Tower of Babel, literally. They were going to do it then, and now it's even easier with technology and all of that. So would I take that lift? Yeah, I would.
You would? You would? Well,
I totally would.
You know she's an adrenaline junkie now.
But science, but you know that, but you know science would debate all of that.
Really?
Why?
Because if the Earth is round and revolves around its axis,
Yes. So now my thought was, okay, fine, where would the elevator
reach?
Exactly.
I know that's what I was thinking about. Okay, where will it be? Like, are we going to stop on another planet? If it's another planet,
it's not
to the
another
moon
planet now.
or something.
And I remember,
But okay, you just go and then come back.
So it's going to be set up like, restaurants, malls, it's like recreational
I remember
activities.
something, it was in secondary school. I've told this story before. I was a science student, but I was the head of a debate team, and we had an inter-class debate, and it was there is no God versus there is God. I debated for there is God. The people who were debating there is no God, they won. They beat us silly.
Wow.
If I was in that team, I would have beat the people. Because, man,
They
the guy used facts to rubbish a lot of what we're saying. But you know that when it comes to a faith, it's faith-based. It's not based on what you see. Science is more based on what you see.
Science tells you there are certain things that they can't explain.
Oh, of course, there are.
True.
But now, if you look at the concept of an Earth that rotates around its axis, do you understand what I'm saying? So where is that place?
That's what I'm saying. So
you understand?
Reach.
So,
you reach so how is it going to move as the Earth moves and rotates on its axis?
On its axis.
Is it going to move with the Earth? Is it going to be stationed in place? How is it going to, you know? And what will you be able to see? Is it even worth seeing what you see from that height?
That's the amazing thing, right? So that, I feel that is the extent to which you think of the human imagination. They say once you can imagine it.
Yeah.
So with people thinking about it, I'm sure they already have an idea of how exactly it's going to run. Because I actually watching The Crown, and then I remember, I watched the scene where the first visit to the moon happened, and how intense it was, and how everybody was really fixated on it. Is it going to be possible? Was it going to happen? And it happened, and it was like, ooh, like something great. But now it's like, I mean, Elon Musk making sense of it.
They just stay one afternoon and say, goes through more enter space.
So
what is it there? Have these guys started getting their own land there? I know you just come and say, this is my land, this is my own place.
Apparently, some multi-billionaires are already sharing plots of land.
I don't know if you guys watch Gundam, but that's literally what it's about.
Wow.
So it's literally about people go. I mean, how the world the Earth literally gets overpopulated, and people go to
outside.
So they literally just move there, send some people out there so that they ease the stress on the Earth.
On the Earth, yeah.
And so I mean, sci-fi. That's literally.
And that it is. And we've always asked that question: that how is it that Earth is the only habitable planet for human beings, as it were?
For human beings,
you know.
I like the way you said that, for human beings.
Oh yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot to discover. If we have a whole universe that consists of galaxies, the Milky Way is just one out of the gazillion of galaxies and all of that. Why would such a thing so large be created, and then one very, very tiny speck is the only place that we think
is life?
Yeah,
is habitable.
It's kind of myopic thinking when you think about it.
You know, so if you just wanted to go into all this science and geeky stuff and all that, it could blow your mind because the possibilities are endless.
So my question now is, in schools, what are the kids being taught? Are they being taught to expand their minds outward, or just accept the knowledge in those textbooks alone? Are they actually being, you know, so I feel like there are a lot of teachers, and especially in Nigerian schools, are saying, you know, it is A, B, C. No. Why can't it actually be, you know, A, C, B for once?
Don't do that.
You know?
They're already doing that.
Why?
They've already done that. And
well, I mean,
I'm saying what I'm saying literally is it's not stuck. It's not as stuck as it was in my time.
Oh yeah. I mean, ABC is English. There are some languages that have less than 26 alphabets. There's some that have 24. There are some that have less. The Yoruba.
There's some letters that
the Yoruba vocabulary. How many letters does he have? I don't know. Can someone help me out there? Anybody know? How many letters?
Is he not up to 20?
Look, my director doesn't even know, and he calls himself a Yoruba man. And we send you to Cameroon. I don't know Yoruba.
All right. So right about now, it's time for us to check what the weather is saying. I think I'm not going to do that. It's just the weather.
So if I adopt a child, 480 days. Wow.
480 days?
Of paid parental leave. Both parents in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah,
so
both
that's
parents.
Where you want to go?
That's 6 months.
6 months of paid
parental leave, not maternal leave.
Wow, that's interesting.
Like the way that sounds. Sweden.
But I think there is paternity leave here in
No, they say parental. They put it on that one. Even if you adopt her.
Yeah, it's still a child.
Okay.
You know? But that your segue was there.
No, it was also on the facts and all that. But yeah, you guys have something interesting for us. Winfrey, you had something interesting for us. Yeah.
I did.
Okay. Let's go.
I think Susie now has the story.
Oh wow. So your segue just made me feel like leaning into a topic that we just got wind of just a few minutes ago. Funny enough. And it's such a deep one that I'm still trying to believe what I'm reading. Like I'm in a state of confusion. So there's online. There's a woman who narrates her story. She's just basically been put to bed, right? And there's always been this debate about whether to be a Hebrew woman or to go the route of CS or surgery, or, you know, going natural birth, or, you know, having a surgery to deliver a baby. So in my opinion, as long as mother and child are healthy, there's no better choice, you know. But she cries out to say she's appealing to, you know, Twitter Nigeria to save her life and help nurse her newborn child, because she got traditionally married recently and took in. Apparently, she developed shortness of breath later by the 35th week of pregnancy. And she thought that it was just one of the symptoms of late pregnancy and didn't take it seriously until 14th of April, just recently, where she could hardly breathe and couldn't even lift her head up. Now, the doctors told, she obviously was taken to the hospital, given oxygen. The doctors told her husband that she should opt for a CS because of how she, you know, her situation, and that her unborn child and herself were at risk. But her husband said no.
I think, yeah. So this story and another one, which you had mentioned earlier, about a man who abandoned his wife and said he was going to do it, it borders on the responsibility of men or some fathers, as it were, in the time. And I've seen this. I've seen this even happen here, and it baffles me how two of you actually come together to the process of putting together a child, and then one party, because you're not the one carrying the child, you just hands off and act so irresponsibly. In this case, we're talking about the woman's life was at risk at a number of times.
She was given oxygen.
And it also goes to what we were talking about last time, why a man should make a decision over a woman's body. I don't know what the rules are in the medical space as of that woman, but if a woman is at that moment, she knows what she's feeling. She knows she can't take it. You're talking about somebody who was short of breath.
Yeah.
And she says, I cannot push. Who is the one to make the decision whether she should have a CS or not? Why should it be in the husband's place to decide on somebody who's fighting for her life? And who knows what it feels like? So there's something there that is the decision should be on the person who's going through they're going through at that moment.
So now I'm thinking about the fact that he says he has no money for the CS, that they should work on stabilizing her breathing. Not only did he say that, but he also told them to discharge the wife once she was stable. She got home and the thing, you know, the stuff started again 3 days later.
Yeah. So the whole thing is...
So first of all, you see this, the way I see it is, right, I think you can create an excuse out of anything. That's honestly what I feel. I feel a lot of times people, and I don't know, I usually say this, right? When I want to do something, I believe if I don't want to really do it, I can literally pull up any excuse whatsoever. In this case, his excuse was there was no money. However, she went on Facebook and got the sum of 500,000 sent to her. My own issue now is that why did she now send the money to the man? Instead of sending it straight to the hospital.
Wow.
She sends part of the money to the man to pay the bills. The man uses to buy phone and a dog.
No way, Winfrey, you got that fine. I was trying to not even get that far.
It's the same thing, and I would still.
He used the money to buy a phone and a dog instead of paying for this. So you see that the money was really not the problem. He has a mental issue.
Yes.
He needs to be taken to psychiatric hospital.
As much as a lot of things are put to the court of public opinion and all of that, and you know, there's that thing of wanting to hear from the other side. You understand? But I just want to look at it holistically. Do you understand? And talk about how. So you might be surprised. I don't know why she would do that if that happened. Why you would receive money? You're in the hospital.
So that's the thing. So that's where, I mean, when you talk about religion, you talk about tradition.
You're talking about that.
And all of that.
And this thing will be, it has been the death of many women.
Yes, of course.
The issue of when a doctor has given you a medically, a certified advice, a diagnosis, and told you, do this. This is someone that spent at least 8 years
studying.
You read some things, or when did you get what your religion says, Hebrew women or whatever, and then you want to insist. Many people have died, and many will still die when people are trying to insist on that way.
So
and it's sad. It's sad, but you get what you want. I mean,
so my thinking is, see, there are a lot of lines and different ways to see this. A lot of people say, oh, Faith, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. But then again, in this particular situation, she wanted to. It's a different thing if they agreed and said, okay, as a couple, we're deciding that this is not and everything, and we're going to literally. She wanted to because she honestly felt like she couldn't do it any other way. But then again, this man is just standing in a way based off. In fact, they're never telling us, okay, fine, whatever. Wherever his own decisions were coming from, right? But my own is just the heartlessness of it all. So you send him the money to pay the doctor and then he uses it to buy a phone. In that time, he's not saying, okay, fine, let's even use that money. I don't want you to do CS still, but let's use the money to stabilize your breathing or make sure that, okay, fine, you can
like get things for the baby.
Do you get
just anything?
The question I want to ask is before you get into a union with somebody like that, are there red flags? Do you see this kind of things in these people?
She doesn't make it.
And so that's the conversation.
No, I don't know if that. What I mean is that don't you know that you are married and you have married responsibility?
No,
some mention these signs. No, that one I disagree with.
No, I'm just saying.
I feel like a leopard cannot change his spot.
I'm just saying, generally. Okay, say somebody, if this story is true.
You will be showing all these things and you'll be ignoring them.
In some other ways, maybe it's something to buy the house and all that.
In the house and you'll be...
Shows responsibility by using to buy something. I'm just saying, you see, they said, he that is faithful in little is faithful in much. When you do something small scale, when the opportunity comes and more money comes, it doesn't change you. Money doesn't change you.
It doesn't, but I
money amplifies
who you truly are.
Yes, but I would
the lack thereof.
So with regard to what you guys are saying, I honestly believe that people change. And I honestly believe that, yes, and people, also you're dating someone, you see certain signs, right? You see it as red flags, but I still believe that people decide to give people grace. And that is fine, to be very, very honest. That's my take on that. Do you understand? Because I believe we're all human beings, we're all flawed. And then if you say, okay, fine, we're working this out, and I decide to have faith in you, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
There's actually
there's nothing.
Unhelpable, but then again.
So there's accepting someone's flaws, but then accepting someone's flaws until it kills you is just, I don't know, it's out of this world.
Sadly, I've had situations like this very close to home, similar situations. The woman is pregnant, she's having issues, her BP is going up. You need to literally work, do something about it medically. You say you don't have money, and this one, the lady actually died. She actually died.
The same thing.
The family is still trying to cover him.
My close friend. I mean, I had been with this particular lady. We had been in a particular space for years. I'm talking about over 5-6 years where we used to walk almost every day and see every day. It was the same case scenario. I don't know the exact full details because this is what people were saying, including the husband. But they came together and decided they wanted this Hebrew, this thing. It got serious and all of that. Today, the son is alive, she's dead. This is that thing hit me so hard. And I blame the foolishness of both of them. It hurts me so bad because both of them were party to this. And it is about the same thing that happened. If the same that happened during the COVID period and all that. If we're going to be deceived by something, but the fact that somebody is a professional in this particular thing, a profession.
So there's also a challenge with the medical, with the hospitals, because they are looking to the person who's going to pay this bill. They're not looking, because you've heard of people going to the hospital and not getting treatment because they didn't drop a deposit, for instance. So they're also thinking about finances as well, not even just the welfare of the patient.
Not the welfare first, which is actually meant to be first, life first before any other thing.
And hey, hopefully someone has taken learnings from this particular situation. Whatever the learnings are, let us know. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and we'll hear from you and hopefully respond online as well.
Of course.
Let's take a quick break, everyone. We'll be back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the papers this morning. Mike Mesikeno is here as well. We have the Vanguard newspaper starting us off. Today is Thursday, May 16th, 2024. Says here, Labour quits talks as federal government offers 48,000 naira, OPS 54,000 naira. Says government offer insults sensibilities of Nigerian workers. Federal government's proposal, a reduction on federal workers' current pay And OPS begs Labour to return to negotiation table. Now, that conversation has been ongoing for the past almost 3 weeks now on what the new minimum wage is going to be. And we've definitely been watching that story quite closely, as we still will. We have other headlines here. Edo Guba Obaseki warns politicians against frustrating Palace Enije peace talks. Atiku kicks against federal government's plan to borrow pension funds. Headline inflation rate rises to 33.69% in April. And what else do we have here? It says here, governors have killed local governments, according to the Senate. And on the compressed natural gas, nationwide deployment begins May 29th. Mike,
right.
I can see a photo story here of Elumelu in talks with the UAE president as well. Any story jump out at you there, Mike?
Maybe this one about the autopsy. Autopsy failed to reveal cause of Mohbad's death, and that is quite a very, very sad one.
Okay.
There's a lot about this story, about the autopsy, and I mean, he was buried within a day, within 24 hours after he was reported to have passed on, and then he was exhumed. I don't think it was more than 96 hours after then. We've seen autopsies being done for people who had passed on for even years. So what are they saying? What are they saying? And then if you say it could not be this thing, how do you lead the general public that autopsy is done and you are waiting the results into an investigation? And well over 8 months now, and then you say it could not even be this thing after this thing. There's something that's wrong somewhere. Somebody is trying to hide something. And it is sad. In spite of the public outcry and everything, is this where all of this will end? And when you hear people say, may Nigeria not happen to you, this is what they mean. It's quite sad. I mean, how did it get to that? Is this it? Is this it?
There have been so many different updates to that story, and we're definitely going to be looking out for updates as we go along with the headlines in the dailies. We have the Blueprint newspaper here. It says here 1,266 Federal Capital Territory, Kebbi and Nasarawa pilgrims arrive Saudi Arabia. It also says here at the top, local government councils are dead in Nigeria, according to Senate. That's a similar headline from the last paper. It says here, UBA CEO advocates secure funding for Africa's infrastructure and development. On ITTF Africa Cup, Tinubu congratulates Quadri on victory. Zulum approves 200 million naira housing estate for FCE Guarozo. And on the rivers crisis, 5 pro-Wike commissioners quit Fubara's cabinet. At the bottom there, it says we won't take the 48,000 naira minimum wage, as Labour tells federal government. We have another paper here, Mike. Which one do you have now? I think you have...
That's the Daily Independent. Labour pulls out of negotiations over federal government's offer of 48,000. It's there in quite a number of papers. We also have here NATCA worried over inadequate ATCs to man airports. You'd have to read the story to understand all of what they are talking about there. Nigeria's inflation rises further to 33.69%, highest in 28 years. Reps disagree, step down motion to probe faulty presidential aircraft. And Senate asks Tinubu to stop fund allocation to caretaker committee-led local governments. NUC to ASU, federal government working on constituting vasties governing councils. Atiku kicks against plan to deploy 20 trillion naira pension funds for infrastructure and others. 5 pro-Wike commissioners resign from Fubara's cabinet. FG reiterates commitments to utilize gas for economic growth and prosperity. And 1 year not enough to judge Tinubu's government. That is from Bishop Matthew Kuka. All of that you can get all of those stories in the Daily Independent.
Yes, we are Still on the headlines in the dailies here, it says a very similar headline to some of the other papers on the cover of the Punch on the minimum wage. That seems to be the burning topic across all newspapers this morning. Labour dumps negotiation over federal government's 48,000 naira proposal. Negotiation has broken down as 48,000 naira amounts to wage reduction, according to the unions. The top here, it says Tinubu to tackle power outages with 2 gas plants. Imported food prices rise as inflation hits 33.6%, according to the Bureau of Statistics. And the Western democracy model not working for Nigeria, Obasanjo insists.
I mean, can we argue against it? Can we argue against it? I mean, or the results that the West are getting based on democracy, are we getting the same? Can we? So there really is something there for one to think about. There really is something there because, I mean, if you look at it, far back before democracy came, Africa would be said to be a continent that had the monarchy rule, you know, the monarchy system of government much more often than not in different parts of Africa, as it were, because we had different kingdoms and then, you know, and all of that. And yes, democracy is something that involves the people and gets the people more in, but have we reaped the benefits of it as Africans? You understand? That question needs to be asked and something that we need to look, not like we're saying, oh, let's get back to monarchy, but if we're going to do something, we should do it well.
At this point, there's still quite a few more questions than answers, but if you would like to check out some of these stories, just pick up a newspaper near you. At this point, let's head over to the kitchen. Winfrey is standing by with our chef.
Yes, welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen in this beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning. I have here with me Chef Trace. Hi, Chef Trace. How you doing?
I'm all right. Good morning.
This is your second time on Wake Up Nigeria. How does that make you feel?
Oh, honored.
Honored. Awesome. Nice. Okay, tell me. I mean, the cooking hasn't started yet, but then again, the aroma is definitely settling into the atmosphere. Pretty good. So what are we making this morning?
So today we're having pasta de colombiana. Yeah,
Pasta
de colombiana.
All right. So I'm guessing it's from Colombia.
Yes, it's a kind of Colombia local pasta dish.
It's a Colombian local pasta. Something I love about pasta, you can make it any way. I mean, in recent times we started seeing native pasta,
of course,
with the stockfish and the ugo and all that.
Of course.
Amazing. So today we're going all the way to Colombia. Who gives you that? Only Wake Up Nigeria. So tell me, what ingredients do we need to bring this to life?
Okay, we need some fresh tomato, minced beef, onion, cheese, pasta, olive, seasoning cube, sugar, salt, garlic, black pepper, veg oil, and celery, of course.
All right. So we have oil here and we have oil here. Tell me, what oil is which? Which is which?
We have olive.
Okay, so that's olive oil.
Yeah, this is veg oil.
Okay, run me through the process. How do we cook this step by step?
Okay, first we need to do is we need to stir fry our minced meat.
Yes.
Garnish with some garlic, black pepper, and seasoning.
Okay.
Then we move on to, we dice our tomato, we blend it in with little bit spices and sugar.
Okay.
Then before we move to the main cooking.
The main cooking. So
yes.
What is the main cooking consisting of?
Yeah, we parboil our
pasta. Yes.
Then we add a little veg oil to our dish. Then we add our stir-fry beef. We add the top of water. We add the spice. Then the pasta goes in. After parboiling.
Right after that. So what do we start with? We're to start like right now.
Okay, first we need to stir fry the beef.
Stir fry the beef.
Yes.
Okay, would you be doing that in that pan?
Of course.
Okay, so how do you start that? You use the oil. Are we using oil for that?
We use oil.
Normal vegetable oil.
We use normal vegetable oil.
Okay. Just a little.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
And then what goes in next?
All right.
The onions.
Let's chop part of this, eh?
Yeah. Oh, we do have a chopping board somewhere in this kitchen.
This is myself.
Yeah, we'll use the saucer for now. Okay, is there a particular way we want our onions chopped?
Yeah, a bit cube.
Oh, okay. cube form, so tiny chunks.
Tiny chunks.
Yes. Okay, so we have the ingredients right there on the screen in case you actually want to replicate this dish at home, which you totally should, and let us know what you think on social media. We have pasta de colombiana. Now, the ingredients for that is fresh tomatoes, onions, sugar, garlic, cloves, salt, some olive oil, some noodle pasta. In this case, we're using macaroni, ground beef, yeah, black pepper, oregano, mozzarella cheese, chicken breast, and of course some parsley. And then you hear that sizzle, that's the onion going right into the pot. And yeah, I mean, smelling great already.
Yeah.
And yeah, so while we actually allow our chef Tracy actually do all of this, actually go on a quick break, and when we come back, still so much more happening right here.
Yes, it's an artsy Thursday right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And as always, we do what we can to bring in amazing artists who have blown our minds. And when you see what we're about to present to you, then you'll understand what we're talking about. Today we have with us Adebi Olalekun Ayobami, a prolific sculptor who translates Nigeria's heritage through arts and culture. Now, he's been making these translations through women's expressions. I'm going to talk to him about that. But he crafts them from ores of the earth, coins, metallic nuts, and other things like bronze. Yeah, it's really interesting to see. He has a higher national diploma from Lagos State Polytechnic. I think he was at Ibadan Poly as well.
Ibadan Polytechnic.
Exactly, and Universal Studios of Art at the National Theatre. It's great to have you here in the studio with us.
Good morning, ma.
It's interesting to not see you in your overalls with your welding machine and with your big mallet hammer in your hand. That's how you are seen mostly online.
Yes. Most times I do like working. Once I'm in the studio, I dress that way.
Yeah.
But once I'm outside, people don't even think that I'm an artist because the way I would dress. That is why.
I have to talk about the fact that, yes, it's one thing to be an artist. Some people choose paint, some people choose other types of materials, but you chose iron ores, nuts, and coins. Why did you go in that direction?
I love being different sometimes, most times. No, I choose that iron nuts is something that some people don't even think of, that it can be made of something.
Okay.
And also, coins also. Coins is out of the town now.
Yeah.
To get it somehow is so difficult. And all those old coins, like 1 kobo, all those ones, I love using them because call back our memory. That's so years. Even before I was even born, all those ones. I used to look for them far away. Sometimes I don't travel to get those things. But these ones, you can get them from markets and join them together to form a network.
So you're saying join them together like as if it's easy. You're literally welding each and every nut and each and every coin one by one. It must take a long time to put together a piece of art like what we saw on the screen just now.
You know, ma, anything you love to do, doesn't matter the time you spend on it.
Okay.
What you want to do is to achieve your goals in this. To me, it's like once I'm working, it's like I'm just cashing fun.
You're having a great time.
Great time.
I can see it. I can see. Now look at these coins. Now where do you source these coins from? These are these 1 naira, 1 kobo? What do you know?
Kobo.
These are kobo coins.
Kobo coins.
Right? And you have access to a lot of them. Where are you sourcing these coins from?
Sometimes I do travel, as I said.
Okay.
I travel and I ask people, some abokis, all those things.
Wow.
Even asking people that have. But no, once anything you need, you will find a way to get that.
Okay.
That is how. And these ones, I also add a fabric to it.
Okay.
To bring out the beauty of a woman.
Sure.
Because I always like to talk about women.
I was going to go there. You went there for me. Most of your sculptures, most of your works are of the feminine form.
Yeah.
the women in different poses.
Yeah.
So where does this inspiration come from?
Normally, maybe because I can say I grew up in the midst of women.
Okay.
I'm the only son in my family.
Okay.
5 female.
5 girls.
And I love them so much. That one also make me to talk about female much. Talking about, and I always believe that once a home is good, any home that is going to be peaceful, you have to have a good woman there. And doesn't matter the situation of our family, you have to be happy also. That's most of our work also show female happy and their attires.
So you encapsulate the woman's form and it looks beautiful. But then you also capture the dresses, the hair, you know, and all that. And I feel like it's, okay, this was what you were making reference to before, where you put the fabric on the hair. Is that permanent?
It's permanent.
What sort of fabric did you use?
It's normal Ankara fabric.
Ankara, so that's, it's perfect.
And I apply resin, that is
resin
to make it solid.
Okay.
And I also make some metal inside to connect with the.
So that's mixed media there. Mixed media there. The resin is permanent, obviously now, and a piece like this, it looks extremely heavy though. What's the heaviest work you've done? What's the largest piece you've worked on?
Commission work, but personal work.
Talk to us about the commission work.
Commission work, I did some fish.
Okay.
Big one, like almost 15 feet.
15 feet? Across, a huge fish?
3 figures together.
3 figures.
Almost 15 feet.
Okay, okay.
And then some other thing.
Where is this particular sculpture right now?
Right now at Lekki. I say Aja site.
Aja? Is it the one on the road? No, it's not that, but it's
personal.
It's a personal one.
Individual something.
All right.
It's commissioned by a person.
Okay, fantastic.
To their compound. Rather.
Now you have some pieces in the studio here with us right now, and these are made with nuts. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now each and every nut was welded into this shape and form. Talk to us about how this started. Did it always start out looking like this with her, with one hand on the ground, or is it just something that came to you as you were welding them together?
I love like jubilation, happiness, show in my works.
Okay.
Because I believe that many people are frying in this country, and we need to see something that will make us happy. You know, that is why I always work in something like joyful things and show the movement of the cloth. You know, but once you are happy and you jump up, you move, your clothes, the flow will be so interesting.
Yeah.
That's I always work with the flow of the women clothes. You know, women are so beautiful that you need to study them more. I
can see there's a bronze carving here. And it's been so long since I've seen actual bronze right there in front of us right now. Where do you source the bronze from?
I have to know bronze work to us as an sculptor.
Yeah.
First make the clay work.
Yeah.
After the clay work, we'll take the mold.
Yeah.
But now, you know, because we can't cast it by ourselves here in Lagos, we have to transport the mold to Benin.
Wow, okay.
And Benin have, you know, they have the materials around them.
Yeah.
And they will cast it for us to bronze, bring it back, mount it on the base, and finish it up ourselves. So
this can last essentially forever right now, as a bronze carving. And it's beautiful. I love the way you put that together. You are definitely a master of, you know, crafting the female form. I have to say thank you to you for coming to show us your pieces, and well done. Please, I'm going to wrap it up now, but how many times have you burnt yourself?
Many, like I won't touch this one.
Fingers.
Many, but sometimes I don't even feel it, the pains again.
You don't feel it anymore?
It's just it.
I can imagine, I can imagine. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we will be checking you out online. We'll be looking out for your next new pieces. At this point, we're going to head over to the kitchen and say hi to Winfrey and our chef.
Hi. Okay, welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm here with our chef for today. How's that mince going?
Oh, going very nice.
Smells really good. So what do we have in the pot?
Now water is parboil.
Okay.
To parboil the pasta.
Okay. So the water is hot. So
Yes.
put the pasta in.
So pasta is going in.
Okay. Macaroni. Nice. So I'm really curious. I need to know what exactly is in this pot that's giving me all that aroma.
Okay, in this maize meat, I'm
Yeah.
stir frying right here.
Okay.
I have onion, salt, and black pepper.
Just onion, salt, and black pepper.
black pepper,
Amazing.
yeah.
I think I love the idea of just allowing food to give you its natural aroma, taste, and flavor, right?
Yes.
Opposed to super coating it with like ingredients and all that.
Especially when it comes to maize beef,
Maize beef,
you
right?
don't need much
You need a
ingredients
lot.
on it.
That's very true. Okay, amazing. I see you've also chopped up some garlic.
Yes.
Where's the garlic going in?
The garlic is going in when we are doing the final setting.
Okay, so
now
now-
I needed to blend my purees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
with
that's
one
amazing.
clove of garlic.
Okay, so 1 clove of garlic, tomato, and onion. We're
Onion.
not using any peppers. There's no pepper in Colombia.
No pepper, just black pepper.
Just black pepper. Now, wow. You have to give it some tarot spice now, you know? Anyways, amazing. I mean, I cooked with celery sometime over the weekend, and it was amazing. I mean, the flavor, it's really cool. But it also has a lot of strong flavor, so we need to
Yes.
regulate, right?
Yeah.
Look at how much of it are we going to be using?
No, little.
That's a little, right? So we're going to be chopping it as garnish at the end
Exactly.
of everything. Amazing. Okay, I think we're actually on our way. Well, on our way. In case you're just joining us, we're making pasta de colombiana. And the ingredients are right there on your screen. You have fresh tomatoes, onions, sugar, garlic cloves, salt, oil, olive oil, noodles, pasta. In this case, we're using macaroni, ground beef, black pepper, oregano, mozzarella cheese, chicken breast, and of course, parsley. But in this case, we're using celery, not parsley, right? Celery, not parsley. Okay, amazing. And there you have it. Our chef is hard at work. Our breakfast is coming together nicely. And right now, we're 1 hour down. We need to literally go because it is the top of the hour. So stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Welcome back, Nigeria. Now, if you're just joining us, you picked the perfect time to tune in. My name is Titilayo Onyison.
Hey, why do you start with your name?
Why not?
Mike Mezqueno is mine. It's been an hour of art display,
Yeah.
of the newspaper review, and of course the most important part of the show.
The
which is
kitchen. Yes, indeed.
And Danny is holding it down there. Danny, what's up? How's it going? I saw you getting ready to blend or something. What's happening
We're
there?
literally getting ready to blend our tomato and onion, and our minced beef is actually ready. That actually didn't take a lot of time. Nice, okay, and our chef is still hard at work. We have our macaroni in the
look at
pot
that.
for boiling, and yeah, we're good, very well on our way.
Yes, so
Okay, so yesterday I saw something quite very spooky, yeah? This guy is going on about how protein shakes are not healthy.
Oh, okay.
I know what he does. Chicken breast,
Oh, wow.
minced meat,
Yeah.
inside the blender,
Yeah.
all over, blends it,
Yeah.
puts water, a little salt,
Yeah.
and drinks and says, this is the real protein shake.
Wow.
Like,
Was it
wow.
raw, though? It wasn't raw. Hopefully, it wasn't
like-
raw. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, my hair just started standing. Just
But yeah, okay.
talking about shaking things up, let's move on with the show. We are here to fill your morning with positivity, creativity as well, especially on Artsy Thursday.
Thursday. All right, let's get straight into what we have left for you this morning. There's quite a whole lot that we have in store.
Yeah.
We have performances also. We have birthday shout-outs also that
Yeah,
we're going to give you. And all of that.
After all those shout outs, all I can say is God bless you all as your year progresses. Happy birthday, each and every one of you. Precious Eniaekon has just stepped into the building. She is on the couch with us today, and she has a very interesting initiative that she's about to share with us. Welcome to the show, Precious.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, then. So I've been hearing quite a lot about you, what you're up to. The Stella Initiative, yes?
Yes.
But you need to let us in on what exactly is happening and how it all began.
So the Stella Initiative is a non-profit that helps children from underserved communities, by giving them education, quality education. And we have an arm of the Stella Initiative that's called the Academy. So that is for, the boy child, giving them a platform, a voice, and, mentorship, internship, just taking them from point A to point B. And, it just started with a passion to help. Based on my own personal experience growing up in the suburbs, growing up from a family that had nothing, so I could relate to some of the issues and struggles of these children, and sometimes if you don't have help, you might not attain a certain, height. So that's how we started, and it's been 8 years and we've been doing amazing work.
So 8 years is a long time. So what year was it that this began? What year are we in now? 2024?
Yeah, 2016.
2016. So from then till now, a lot has happened.
A whole lot.
And the initiative has grown and grown.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how many you've been able to help over the years.
So far, like I said, we have 2 arms.
Yeah.
The initiative itself has reached out to over 20,000 children.
Amazing.
Across different parts of the state, Lagos, Kogi State, Kwara, Enugu, different geopolitical zones, by giving out educational materials. We have exercise books that we give in thousands to public school and low, low budgets or low schools in the communities. So yes, and also scholarship schemes. A lot of children have benefited from our scholarship schemes as well. We've given out laptops, and also we partner with an academy that takes boys for football, take them from different communities and sends them to the UK to study and also to play football.
All right. So it's one thing to, have the idea for the initiative, the need to give back, to pay it forward, but then to get from there to actually being able to provide laptops, provide scholarships, that's a big leap. It's huge. And it feels like you must have had some strategic partnerships and support from certain organizations or parties. Can you talk to us about that?
So when we started, it was self-funded. It was driven by passion. I was speaking to a friend yesterday and it was like, passion keeps driving you and you just want to give back and give back. But as time progressed, people, Nigerians, well-meaning Nigerians saw that, these people are not relenting anytime soon. So family, friends, colleagues started to give in. And some few years back, companies, industry started to say, you know what, I think we want to be a part of this. So we've not really secured an international funding yet, but we've had Nigerian organizations partner with us on some of the projects.
All right, fantastic. Now, when we started talking, you mentioned the girl child, but then you've also mentioned that the boy child is involved as well through football and sports. So you mentioned that you've divided it into 2, so it feels like there are many different arms, branches to this. But are you still sticking with your main core focus? What was that initial vision, and is it still the same vision today?
Oh, yes, it is. Our main vision is to provide quality education because we feel like that's the bedrock of, and structured or, not so structured education, because when we think education, we think 4 walls of a classroom, but we provide education. So the academy basically is solely focused on the boy child because we know they learn in a different way. They don't necessarily learn and that's why most times you see the girl child doing better than the boys in school because the boys are easily distracted. So we created an academy where we teach them tech and also mentorship because we know how important mentorship is in the life of a boy child. So yes, that's what.
Then. So I feel like there are probably some success stories that you can share with us. Any particular child pop into your mind that you are so proud of right now?
But I have to start from the beginning. Because we've graduated 2 cohorts of the Boy Code. It's called the Boy Code Bootcamp. And in the first cohort, we have Eri. Eri his parents left him when he was 4 years old or 3 years old, and his sister was 8 months. Grew up with his grandpa, they believed that when he finished secondary school, he just go and start teaching in one of the community schools.
Okay.
And Eri finished, came to the Boy Code Academy. And, you know, after he finished the course of 6 months, he landed a job at a tech firm, leading tech firm, where he was paid in the hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
Got a brand new MacBook laptop.
Wow.
And this is a 16-year-old coming from Ikpaja, you know, that was supposed to teach. You know, in the second cohort we have more like that, but Eri is quite personal for me because of his story. And we had Peter in the second cohort, grew up from the slum as well, you know, and Peter finished the program and got an internship at Microsoft.
Wow.
You know, and these are 16-year-olds, 18-year-old boys doing so well, so well.
Amazing, amazing. Now, seriously, thank you so much for what you do. The Stellar Initiative sounds amazing. And here's cheers to many more years of giving back and paying it forward. Any events coming up now? No?
Yes, so we have the third cohort coming up.
Fantastic.
Yes, and we're looking at, because we've been doing 20 boys, because it's a camp. So we take them from the slum, we take them to a
camp.
Yes, a camp. Fantastic. But the camp is, for example, imagine taking a boy from Oro, Ikpaja, all those places to Banana Island. So that's what we do, to paint a picture of what their future can become. So this year we're thinking of doing 100 boys at a stretch. So it's this is our most audacious yet. So yeah, the boy.
Godspeed to you.
Thank you.
And it sounds amazing. We will definitely be looking out for how the Stellar Initiative is doing. We'll be following up. As soon as you can, send us news, all the good news.
I will.
You can gather.
I will. Thank you.
All right, then. At this point, we have to wrap it up on this particular conversation. But there is, of course, still so much more coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
I like that. I like that. That's quite some vibes, man. Wonderful. High Glory. Well done. Great one. Wonderful way to get us into that Thursday groove. Now we have something quite interesting coming up. Our book chat. Kehinde Fadigbe, a Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts trained actress and teacher with stage and screen credits. She began her writing career in the Royal Court Young Writers Program. Her debut novel, In Such Tremendous Heat, The Sun Set in Singapore, is a contemporary fiction about 3 Nigerian women living in Singapore. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Have you lived in Singapore?
I live there now, yes.
You live there now?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
11 years.
Okay, so you see, this is enough reason to really take this even much more serious. Right. Not like I didn't take it serious, but this is so great. In Such Tremendous Hit, what inspired this festival?
Well, I mean, I've been writing all of my life. I was writing screenplays, short films, plays. I tried writing for theatre. So I knew I always wanted to write a book. And then when I moved to Singapore, I actually wrote another book first that was a little bit heavier. And I wanted to write something lighter. I was still trying to find my voice. And then I just decided I would try to write something that was capturing the different types of women that I was meeting there. So it's not really my story. Okay. It's more just meeting people that I probably wouldn't have met in a different country, all kind of coming together.
But it's curated from your experiences there, from what you've seen.
From what I've seen,
and then all of that. Wonderful. You're talking about 3 women here. There's Dara. Who are the other 2 women?
Dara is a lawyer. There's Amaka, who's a banker. And then there's Lillian, who is a pianist.
All right.
Yes.
Just tell us about these 3 women. Just an overview about their lives.
Well, Dara is definitely a workaholic. You know, she was someone that's very good at school and like believes in following the rules, working hard. And then the firm that she works for hires another lawyer, another Nigerian lawyer, a guy who actually becomes a rival. And so her part of the story is about that competitive, you know, aspect with him, and that forces her to kind of reassess, like the way that she does life, like her values, because she starts doing more and more things to try to get ahead, to kind of get ahead of him. They're both going up for partnership at this law firm. So it's kind of about the way that firms sometimes pit black people together in organizations against each other. Sorry, yeah, exactly. And then Amaka is a banker. She's a workaholic. I'm sorry, she's a shopaholic.
Shopaholic.
Yes, definitely not a workaholic. And then she's going through some family issues back in Nigeria. So we kind of see her family dynamics. You know, all the way in Singapore, she's on family Zooms. There are issues with like her father's family, her late late father's family. And then we have Lillian, who a pianist who becomes a teacher in Singapore, who's trying to have a child, struggling to have a child. So it does deal with the IVF journey a little bit. And all three women meet this guy, and through different ways, he sort of starts to create a little bit of chaos in each of their lives.
Yeah, wonderful. Right. It's not in chapters. I like the way the book comes up. It's by name of these three women. So it goes on. There's Dara. It starts with Dara, and then there's Amaka. There's Lillian. There's Dara. There's Amaka. What style is that? How did you, or how are you telling the story in this? Quite unique way, I must say.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's three perspectives alternating between their perspectives. And yes, you're right. There aren't actually any chapter numbers per se. And it takes place over the course of a year. So from when this guy moved to Singapore to a year later. And I've always been interested in multiple perspectives. You know, I've always been interested in films that have multiple perspectives, or sometimes like different perspectives of the same event.
Because we don't all see things the same way, and we cannot retort or retell those things in the same way.
Right, exactly. And you see the characters talking about events that some of them were there, some of them were not there, and they all kind of draw something differently from it. So one is more empathetic towards someone, another person is more judgmental. One is counseling, another one don't get involved, the other one is like, but you know, more putting themselves in that character's shoes. So I've always been interested in that style. It does make for a challenging process because you have to follow you know, the events of what's happened to whom, when. You have to create timelines as well. But it was enjoyable. It was a challenge, but I enjoyed it.
How long did it take you to put this together?
Okay, so on and off 7 years.
Whoa,
Yeah,
because it wouldn't be easy because it's multifaceted. Like you said, you're not thinking from the mind of one person. You're thinking, you know, about the same scenario and all of that. What do you hope to achieve with this book? Because now you mentioned how expatriate workers, black expatriate workers, are kind of pitted against themselves. What do you hope to achieve with this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I was writing the book, I had a vision in my mind. When I decided I wanted to publish, I had a vision in my mind of a black woman curled in a sofa, just enjoying the story, just escaping. And I feel like I have achieved that, but long term, we are adapting it for the screen. So it's going to be a TV show, though we're at the beginning of that process. Yeah, so
wonderful.
I'm definitely really excited about bringing the characters to life on screen, because I don't think we've seen a show definitely not with African characters in Asia. So I think that's going to be really interesting, because there are a lot of us in different countries in Asia. And, you know, we hear a lot and we read about the diaspora, but maybe not specifically in Asia. So I think that's going to be quite a unique thing.
It is.
So long term, that's what I'm hoping to achieve.
It is. And have you started that process of putting this together?
We've started, yes. I've got an amazing co-writer, but we can't...
Exactly, co-writer. You've already put something together. That means you're going to adapt for a screenplay.
Right.
How challenging is that process? What does it mean taking a book that you wrote? Are you going to write the screenplay also?
Yes, I am. Yes,
and adapting a novel into a screenplay?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is you're lucky that the story is already there.
It's already
the material is
there.
already there. And for TV, the challenge is developing a story with a strong enough engine. We already have that there. I think what's going to be challenging is not letting the book limit you. So it doesn't have to follow the beginning, middle, and end of the. In fact, you can go in as many different directions as you want.
It's possible.
You can also explore some of the smaller characters. They can kind of come to life, because there's some secondary characters that I love in the book that some people have said, oh, I wish we'd had seen more
of this person.
So that will be exciting, yeah.
You know, like what a lot of people do now with spin-offs when we see TV shows and all that.
Exactly, there's that potential as well.
And all of that. You see, looking at all of this is quite a read, and I would say that you deciding to put it into screenplay, because, you know, there's that talk about Africans not wanting to read. Someone said, if you want to keep something away from people, you have to hide
put it in a book.
And all of that. Well, what is your own perception? Since you've written this, how is the reaction to this? You think we read more now? I mean, we're in an age where attention spans are very short, and it's almost like it's only the bookworms that really care about books these days. Everybody wants to scroll and, you know, consume some content on social media and all of that. Are people do people read more now? Do they read less?
I think people do read a lot more than we think, especially since COVID, because I think that COVID year, when everything slowed down, all you could do was sit at home and you could consume content, but also book sales did really well. People were buying books. I definitely think in Nigeria, like, Nigerians want to read books about Nigerians, set in Nigeria, that reflect what we're going through. One thing as a writer is you experience life twice. You experience it when you first live it, and then you experience it when you write it again.
Right.
And I think when you read as well, it's also a way to process things, to see yourself reflected in the book. You don't have to agree with everything or like everything in the book, but to see yourself visible. I think one thing that's really interesting is a lot of my friends, their daughters have loved the book. Even though they're young, they just love the cover. So even seeing ourselves is very important.
It is.
I think people do read a lot more. You can also listen to audiobooks. You can get this book as an audiobook. You can get it as an ebook, so you can still swipe.
Wonderful.
But the physical hard copy, you can get it at Roving Heights Bookshop.
Right.
So I do think people read, and it's a great gift as well to give to people if you know that they love reading.
Very much. This is wonderful. I like the way it looks in such tremendous heat.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best when you adapt for the script.
Thank you very much.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank
All right. Okay, that was Kehinde Fadikbe in such tremendous heat. It's quite the read. All right, so we'll take a time and I'll stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
And finally, here on the couch on this beautiful Thursday edition of Wake Up Nigeria, I have with me Abayomi Alvin, who is a Nigerian actor and model. Now, Alvin embarked on his professional acting career in 2013. His acting repertoire includes appearances in renowned television series such as Jennifer's Diaries, Isoke, MTV Sugar, Nigeria and Demeji, Moms at War, and so much more. It's a really, really long list. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
Very fine, thank you.
All right, amazing. So you literally have a long list of series you've actually been a part of, and today we're actually here to talk about another one. But before we get into that one, tell me, from 2013, what has it really been like? Prior to then, what were you into? And like, is this what you actually desired from this experience?
Okay, so prior to then, I was just a regular guy. Basically, I started acting, I started Nollywood, entertainment, basically when I was in school, uni. I attended OAU, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So while I was in school, I was always interested in modeling, pageantry, of course. Then I was always winning anything that has to do with modeling in OAU, I was like, yeah, the king. No, I'm not being proud, but it's like I was always winning all those. So during that time, I was like, well, I need to do something else that will sustain me in the entertainment industry, even though I've always had acting in mind, but I never really saw it as a profession, as a career. So along the line, I started going for auditions. I attended the film school. Then I went for Tinsel auditions, and from there, it just started for me.
It just started. So did you get into Tinsel?
Funny enough, I never got into Tinsel when I went for the audition in 2013.
Did it shock you?
I wouldn't say it shocked me because I was a newbie then, and there was a lot of people. But guess what? 2018 or 19, I just received a call January. And guess what? It was a production manager of Tinsel, the line producer. Hey, hello, can you come for a screen test? We need you. And the next time I went for a screen test, and I got one of the roles.
So which was that?
Jude.
Was that the first?
On Tinsel, yes.
Oh, okay. So now, tell me about your very first acting experience. Like the very first one. What was it like? Were you nervous? Were you worried? Did it take you time to get your lines, or did you just smooth your way through it?
I didn't like talking about my very first acting
experience. That's why I asked.
I was so nervous. I was sweating. I had just 5 lines. And those 5
lines?
It took me over an hour to get 5 lines.
Oh, wow.
I was so nervous. I was sweating. I had to change my costume. And I was like, why am I sweating like this? I thought I'm supposed to be an actor. In fact, I went home that day and I went to reconsider my choices. Like, dude, are you sure you're meant to be an actor?
So how did it go? When you saw, did you watch it? Did you watch the performance when it was done?
Funny enough, I never saw the movie.
You never saw it? I
never saw the movie.
Amazing. Okay, now then you were nervous, but now I'm sure on screen you're literally
I'm like a screen god now.
Screen god.
I'm not even proud.
Anyways, let's talk about your skit making now, right?
Okay.
So Mike literally asked you before we got in here, which is it now? It's like you're taking the skit making quite seriously, right? And tell me, what's all that about?
I take a lot of things quite seriously these days. As I was saying behind this screen, before we came on camera, before we came on set, as an entertainer these days, you need to be versatile. There's a lot going on in social media space. You need to be on social media, you need to be offline, you need to be online, you need to be everywhere, really. And it doesn't mean like you should be like jack of all trades, master of none. you can be jack of all trades, master of some.
Okay.
Just like a master of my acting, content creation, a master of it. I'm even producing now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I've always been a screenwriter. In fact, I came on Jennifer's Diary as a screenwriter.
Screenwriter.
Yeah, I was one of the writers on Jennifer's Diary.
I love it when I see people, in their field, but like more grounded than just like actors. You understand? Because a lot of people have nothing more to offer than the fact that, okay, fine, come and collect script. But the fact that, screenwriting is not a joke.
It's not a joke.
And that's actually solid hearing that.
So I've written a couple of other stuff. A couple of them have ended up on Netflix. I have my own stuff now that I'm doing. I'm writing for myself. So
nice.
it's just a lot.
So we want to talk about Uno, right?
Yes.
So tell me about Uno.
Uno is a movie I starred in. We shot sometime last year. I think it's probably over a year now, around a year already. And it's coming to cinemas tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
And
amazing.
It's a very amazing film.
All right. Give us a little, summary of what the storyline.
Okay.
And your role in it.
I would say my role in Uno, look, first off, Uno itself. It's a movie about family. Okay. And we all know our family is the main unit of the society, the smallest unit of society. Yeah. And a lot of people, they think, oh, family, everybody's meant to be like cohesive together and everything, being the smallest unit. Yeah. But what happens when, even the smallest unit that you think is meant to be cohesive, what happens when it's actually like everybody's diverse.
Everybody,
the mother is doing this, father is doing this, the kids are doing this, everybody's just diverse, and you still need to be like the smallest unit and still act as one.
Oh, okay, so what was your role in it?
So my role actually is the Bohemian dude.
Bohemian, okay.
That's how they described him when they sent me the bio, and I always like using that description whenever I have to describe it. I played Kenny Zibi, by the way.
Okay.
And he's a very out of the box kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kenny Zibi is here. He's got painted nails, weird looking dreads, cowries and everything. And you see him, you're thinking, oh, this guy is not even responsible. But trust me, he's the most responsible person you've probably ever met. Most responsible character. So, it's coming to cinemas tomorrow, and it stars in Kemowa. There's Sophie Soso, I don't know if you know her. There's me, there's Jennifer Eliogu. There's a lot. Kizito, there's a lot of amazing actors.
Oh, amazing. So definitely we should look forward to it, right?
Definitely should.
Amazing. Definitely looking forward to that one. Now let's talk about your should I say the clean balance now? Can we create a balance? Like script making, being an actor in Nigeria in this space right now. So now you have a movie coming out tomorrow at the cinemas. However, YouTube is a thing that a lot of people take advantage of right now because of how direct they feel the response is, right? So, you're putting things out, you're getting something in. Like it's do you understand? You can literally do your analysis and all of that right there. Do you get? So what would you say your relationship with YouTube is as a script maker and as an actor? Do you think it takes away some of the glory of the big screen, or do you think it amplifies it, it supports it? What do you have to say about that?
I think it amplifies it. I think it supports it. One, you make a movie for cinemas, for people that are really particular about cinemas and the big screen. You make a movie for the big screen, there's a movie I made 2 years ago, it's not even out till now. So imagine making a movie 2 years ago. Imagine as an actor, you're probably as good as your last job. You're as known as your last job. So imagine me waiting for that movie that I made 2 years ago. Very nice movie, by the way, but it's not even out till now. Imagine me waiting for that movie now so that people can know that, oh, I'm still an actor. Okay. You get what I'm saying? But as for YouTube,
so you're saying YouTube gives you an avenue to put out your work,
like straight up.
Okay.
Well, for my channel, for example, Abayomi Alvin TV, we made a movie. We made 2 movies about 2 months ago. We're currently at the end of tail end of post-production. It's going to be up maybe in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, so you produce that?
Yeah, I produce it.
Okay, now let's talk about that. Now, 2 movies in 2 months. Some people will have an opinion that is literally kind of hampering, the industry. Talking about the length of time and then the work being put out. Okay. Right? Because they'll tell you, oh yeah, if you go to Hollywood, movies literally take months. Some people take years. Now, because of YouTube, some people say, okay, fine, YouTube are giving people the avenue to literally do movies, like full-time movies in like 1 week. Yeah. In some days. Yeah. Like you can literally see a movie start finish in 1 apartment. So now what would you have to say? Like, what is your take on that? Let me know where your thinking is when as a producer producing for YouTube.
Well, the thing is the quality is different.
Okay.
So if you're making a movie for the big screen, or at least big streaming platforms, of course, you're talking hundreds of millions here. Yes. You're not going to spend hundreds of millions and just put it out there in 1 weekend. You need to, like, the quality needs to be, like, intact. Everything needs to be, like, intact and everything. But this is YouTube. YouTube is something you can just... I'm not going to say it's just, like, skits. But, again, it's something you can just shoot and put it out there. It's more of... I think it's we Nigerians that are taking YouTube really... personal. We're making it seem as if it's something, it's big. Yeah. But we Nigerians are making it seem as if it's like over the top. It's meant to be like something that's meant to come and compete. Yeah. YouTube is just there for support. It's just there for reach your audience, reach your fans without stress, and all that. But we Nigerians, we carry it on our head and we make it seem as if it's all that. So I would say, I don't think YouTube is here to compete with big screen or is here to reduce the quality of Hollywood. I think they can work hand in hand simultaneously. The producers and actors on YouTube, they can still work on big screens if they want to. So it doesn't.
So it actually assists the industry in your.
It definitely assists the industry.
All right, amazing. I hope you're hungry because we have breakfast for you. Yes, of course. It's a breakfast show for a reason.
Thank you.
Let's head over to.
All right.
Okay, Alvin. Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. And our chef Trace Ayuba has been hard at work putting together this. Help me with the name again.
Pasta de Colombiana.
Pasta de Colombiana. Together, for you. So we would like you to try it out and let us know exactly what you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So chef, tell us why he tries it out. What's in it?
Okay. First of all, we have mice meat in there. We have pasta. We have celery. We have cheese.
Yeah. What type of cheese? What type of cheese?
President cheese.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm wondering your comment.
I want to use your cutlery as well.
Yes, just digging properly.
There's a bit of sugar and black pepper.
Oh, okay, sugar and black pepper. So what can you taste?
Just a bit.
I taste something good. I taste a bit of, I don't know if it's minced meat.
Yeah, minced meat.
Yeah, I can taste that. And of course, I'm tasting the pasta.
All right.
I'm definitely from Colombia. The Colombiana. I love it. I love it. And thank God I didn't eat before I left the house. Now I can really eat this and, get filled up.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever played any role as a chef before?
Funny enough, yes. I'm one of and a production by what's her name again? Not MMA Song, but the sister.
Okay.
One of the Song sister girls. I can't believe I forgot my producer.
Wow.
It happens.
It's fine. That's great. Awesome. All right. We've had a great show so far on this Thursday edition. Hope you had a great time. Now, do not change that dial because we have still so much more happening. Not on the show right now, but
There's a lot happening on TVC. There's no reason for you to change the channel, by the way. And if you miss anything on the show, you can always check it out on YouTube. Just search for us, TVC Entertainment.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Freaky Friday.
Have a great day, y'all. Bye.